your perspective on this big story. Let's quickly join now Dr. Alok Srivastava, Executive Director, American Hindu Coalition. He's joining us live from Washington, D.C. in the United States of America. Welcome. Thank you for being with us today. Let me begin by asking you about what you make of Chinmoy Krishnadas's arrest. Does it shock you? Does it surprise you? Or do you believe it's something that was bound to happen looking at how things were in the last few days?
No, definitely I was not thinking that this is bound to happen, because Swami Chinmoy has not done anything very drastic. All he said, he raised a Bhagwa flag, and the charges against his sedition, that he insulted the Bangladeshi flag, and I have not found any evidence or I searched that he insulted the Bangladeshi flag. All he did was to raise the Bhagwa flag. So there is no case against him, and these kind of demonstrations happen. The country should be tolerant to that. During the July protest all over the world, they said, there should be freedom of speech, and there will be tolerance for this thing, So I am very surprised where those people are gone, why they are not raising anything now that they have a freedom of speech and all that, So definitely it's a very unfortunate thing, and this needs to be done very diplomatically.
Okay. Let me in fact quickly ask you though, Dr. Alok Srivastava, about now the world's silence on this issue. Why are more global leaders not speaking up on what is transpiring in Bangladesh?
Because the media, they are very successfully portrayed that this is not that serious, and especially I can talk about the US. There is a transition in government, and the Biden administration is known to be very pro-Muslim, so they don't want to touch anything right now. Now everything is focused on the Trump administration, how they will react. Interestingly, Tulsi Gabbard, who is a Hindu leader, is a Hindu practitioner. He is the new director of the National Security Agency, and she openly said about the Hindus in Bangladesh and all that, So there will be shift in that, and once that new administration will be active, there will be changes at least in America. But the other way, for example, I live in a suburb of Washington, D.C., and we have a Virginia Senator, Saddam Salim, who is of Bangladeshi origin, and he's in the core group with the Foreign Ministry to advise on the Bangladesh matter. I talked to him, and he said, no, this is not that serious. This just too much. They have expanded that, is a small thing and all that. So they are very successful in telling to the media and to the foreign ministry over here, this is not a serious matter. These things happen. So that's why there is not so much response from the US media and all that. But the US Hindu group should be active. It's not just about the Hinduism, about the religious freedom all over the world. And there should be, I'm expecting people are busy over here in Christmas and holiday season. So, and this matter has not got that much exposure all over the world. When it will come into the attention, definitely there will be reaction from all over the world.
All right. Let me also ask you then, Dr. Srivastava, about, the manner in which this arrest has happened. A frivolous charge, of course, for Chinmoy Krishnadas. Then you have two other, individuals, two other Hindu, monks there connected with ISKCON, went to meet him. They've also been arrested.
Yeah, so this is a pure violation of the human rights, and there should be pressure on the Muhammad Yunus. Muhammad Yunus is just a puppet, and he's in the hands of the military and the foreign government. So the world needs to approach those countries like China and Pakistan and India and US also, that to take this matter seriously. And the other way, this is a very crucial time in Bangladesh, and those fanatics over there, they heard about the Ram Janmabhoomi and all that, so they think this is the time opportunity to get even with that, so that also played in the background. And so I believe that this should be done very diplomatically, and there should be human rights group. They should pressure that he should be released and should not be in the prison. Maybe he stay in that temple where he is, because unfortunately ESCON also disowned him, and that's very unfortunate. And ESCON is actually formed by Swami Prabhudas, who was he's a Bengali, and Chinmoy and the Swami Chaitanya was also Bengali. There's a lot of Bengali influence. ESCON is actually a foundation by Bengali, the very crucial presence in the Bangladesh, and unfortunately they disowned the Chinmoy Swamiji. So he should be taken back, and he should lead that thing peacefully and not to provoke anything. If he did anything to insult the Bangladeshi flag, and they should be done very diplomatically, because India wants Sheikh Hasina to return to Bangladesh, and the solution to this problem is actually the fair election. So there should not be any caretaker government controlled by the military. That's the long term, I think. But he should definitely be released, and it should not be violation of this human rights.
What would be your appeal to the Indian government?
I'm pretty sure Indian government is doing their best diplomatically, because India has a lot of influence. The entire country is surrounded by India. I'm very surprised how this thing happened, where this Indian intelligence was sleeping. They should have seen the undercurrent on that and deal it, but we cannot go back. And it should be dealt with diplomatically. There should not be any military solution or anything, and not any economic sanctions or anything. Let's work with that government and resolve this thing. I was very surprised that when PM Modi visited Bangladesh, the temple he inaugurated, even that has been vandalized, the jewelry has been stolen, so if they have not left those important milestones, those icons, then how the situation over there is. But let's remain calm and deal with this diplomatically.
Where do you see things headed in the next few days and weeks?
Next few days is just, first thing is to pressure to release him and solve it diplomatically. From US perspective, from my side, everybody is busy in Christmas and holiday and the administration transmission and transition. So when the Trump administration will come, definitely they have a very close relationship with the Modi ji, and also there will be some pressure on Bangladesh, because no matter what happened, Muhammad Yunus is a creation of US, and he's very close tie with the US, even the military over there. So there will be definitely some pressure when the Trump will come, will take place. But in future is just to develop the awareness about this problem worldwide. That's all Hindus can do, and get the release of that, and make sure that there is no such incidents happen again in Bangladesh.
Yes, Dr. Srivastava, also, what do you believe has triggered this violence in the first place? These attacks on Hindu temples, attacks on Hindus in the country, and desecration as well. What do you believe has caused this? What was the reason behind this?
The reason is because the Islamic fundamentalists and fanatics, they have the demonstration and those things, and they have to remain active, otherwise we'll slow down and they will not win the election next time, so they have to do something. And unfortunately they found this Swamiji's act to something to start with, and also in their back mind, as they say, the Ram Janmabhoomi and those things, Babri Demolish and all that. Then they got the guidance from ISI and the other Muslim fanatics. So this is a culmination of those things that started, and but this should be dealt very diplomatically right now.
Okay, Dr. Srivastava, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on that big story. Let's quickly now